Greetings, fellow Whovians. Hope you're having a good week so far. Well, it's time for another look at the Sixth Doctor era, and today we're going to be looking at my favorite episode from the Sixth Doctor era, Vengeance on Varos. So, here we go. While repairing the TARDIS console, the Sixth Doctor finds that the TARDIS has unexpectedly stopped in deep space, and he can do nothing to fix it. Perry locates the TARDIS manual and presents it to the Doctor, who dismisses it, as he knows perfectly well that transitional elements within the TARDIS have stopped producing orbital energy, and only Zedon 7 Ore can realign the power systems. In other words, it's just a bunch of technobabble. But as Doctor explains, Zedon 7 is exceptionally rare and only comes from one planet in the Ceres constellation, Varos. On Varos, originally a prison planet that now functions as a government system where voting is mandatory and torture and executions are televised. Sounds like a pre-Hunger Games kind of thing, but whatever. The Galvatron Mining Corporation's swindling mentor, Representative Sill, is negotiating with Varos' governor over the price of Zedon 7 ore. Wanting a fair price for his people, and unaware that its chief officer is in league with Sill, the governor addresses his people to vote if they should hold out longer for a fair price. However, the popular vote is against the governor, and as a consequence, he is subjected to exposure to potentially lethal human cell disintegration bombardment. As losing a subsequent vote will almost surely kill him, the governor is forced to please the citizens by ordering the execution of a rebel leader named Jondar. By this time, the Doctor has managed to repair the TARDIS sufficiently and arrives at Varos' punishment dome, close to where Jondar is to be executed. Dun dun dun. The guard stationed in the execution believes the TARDIS and its occupants are a hallucination resulting from the psychological effects of the dome, which allows the Doctor and Perry to incapacitate the guard and free Jondar. But with their way back to the TARDIS blocked by more guards, the three flee, meeting up with Jondar's wife, Areta. Venturing through the punishment dome to find another route to the TARDIS, the Doctor is separated from the others, who are arrested. With his attempt to escape now being broadcast as entertainment to all Varos, he enters a corridor that appears in his mind as a desert, and due to psychological effects, begins to die from thirst. By this time, Perry has been brought to the control center in the company of the governor, Sill, and the other officers. They question Perry as she watches the Doctor's body being taken away to an acid bath for disposal. Ooh. However, the Doctor has survived, and though he escapes, causing the death of 2 guards in the process, he is quickly arrested by Quillam, Varos' chief scientist. The governor decrees that the Doctor and Jondar will be executed by hanging, while Perry and Areta are to be subjected to undergo horrific scientific experiments at the hands of Quillam and his cell mutator. At the gallows, at the last moment, the Doctor questions the governor about Sill and his extortion while offering to help in the Zedon 7 matter, causing Sill to order his bodyguards to rush the platform to pull the lever to silence the Doctor. But it turns out the execution was actually a farce to extract information out of the Doctor. The Doctor, who suspected this, agrees to help Varos on the condition that Perry and Areta are returned unharmed. However, Quillan refuses, even under duress, forcing the Doctor to resort to shooting the entire control panel. Really? Luckily, the process has been halted in time, and the mutations are only temporary. Phew! And Perry and Areta soon return to their original selves. Yay! To force an escape back into the depths of the punishment dome toward a possible escape route before Perry, still in stupor after the effects of the mutator, is recaptured and taken to the control center. Really, Perry? Really? Yeesh. The chief officer and Sill make their final move on the governor in hopes that losing the next vote will finally kill him, securing the way for them to control Varos and the Zedon 7 ore. Meanwhile, the Doctor, Jondar, and Areta make their way into the end zone of the dome and the supposed exit. The vote starts and the bombardment begins, but the guard Meldeck has a change of heart and stops the device, saving the governor and Perry. Yay! The three of them make their way to meet up with the Doctor. The Doctor's group is then chased by 2 cannibals, who loses them thanks to some deadly plant tendrils. Okay. The Chief and Quillam arrive on the scene but are entangled in the tendrils, killing them. Ha ha! The group then meet up with Perry, the governor, and Meldeck. They all make their way back to the control center as Syl reveals the invasion force he had dispatched hours ago earlier to take Varos by force. However, Syl is mortified to learn that the invasion force has been called back, and the second Zeaton 7 deposit has been discovered, so his company has ordered him to maintain the Varosian ore at any price. The Doctor and Perry then bid the governor farewell, taking some ore with them for the TARDIS. Soon after, the governor issues a message to the citizens to abolish their government's injustice, torture, and executions. Citizens watch in disbelief, wondering what they should do now with their newfound freedom. Maybe throw a party or something? I don't know. Anyway, let's look at the production of this episode. This story was written as a replacement for a serial called Song of the Space Whale by comics writer Pat Mills. Working titles for this story included Domain and Planet of Fear, the latter being vetoed for being too similar to the previous season's Planet of Fire. Yeah, that's true. The story was first written for the 1982 season, but was repeatedly pushed back and rewritten. In its final draft, the story had a number of comedic sequences, most of which wound up being cut, and one of which, the acid bath sequence, was played seriously. The result was that the final story was much darker than originally intended. The more grim acid bath sequence was much criticized for its tone and for the Doctor's flippant remark at the end of the scene. During the first recording of the noose execution scene, part of the set collapsed under the weight of the actors. Fortunately, this did not happen when Baker and Connery actually had their necks in nooses, although in that case, for safety reasons, the nooses were actually not tied up. That's good. Jason Connery, who played Condor, is the son of actor Sean Connery. Martin Jarvis makes a guest appearance as the beleaguered governor of Varos. He had previously appeared in the story in each of the previous 2 decades. The Web Planet from 1965, and Invasion of the Dinosaurs from 1974. Subsequent to Adventures on Varos, Jarvis as a different character reunited with Colin Baker in the Big Finish story Jubilee. After Jubilee, Jarvis appeared in the Torchwood BBC radio play The Devil and Miss Carew. Emil Shaban features as Syl, who will return in the next season's Mind Warp. Stephen Yardley, who played Arak, previously played Servant in Genesis of the Daleks. Owen Teale, who played Maldak, later appeared as Evan Sherman in the Torchwood episode Countryside. He also played Hayden in the audio play The Mind's Eye. Sheila Reid, who played Etta, later played Clara's Gran in The Time of the Doctor and Dark Water. Huh, interesting. So honestly, this is a pretty enjoyable episode, and like I said, it's definitely my favorite episode for the 6th Doctor era, so there you go. So overall, I give Vengeance on Varos 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me next week as we take a look at The Mark of the Rani. So, until then, this is Hoovy and Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a chili, baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.